Okay, let's take a walk around this very early production because it's on a 54 plate Land Rover Discovery 3 TDV6 HSE automatic. Now I'm going to say up front, I'm really not much of a fan of these cars. I find them an overcomplicated mess. It's lovely that the shell doesn't rust unlike earlier Discoveries, but mechanically they're a nightmare, especially the air suspension. We don't normally sell them. We stick to Defenders and series models. Occasionally, as with this one, we do have to take one of these in part exchange for a Defender. And this one, when we took it in part exchange, the day after we took it in, the air suspension compressor packed up. So new compressor and bracket later, and a load of money, it's back on its feet again. But we're not going to set up any warranty. It's going to be on a trade clearance basis. I think the only warranty I can give you on it is that it is going to break down at some point, because they always do. Sorry if I sound jaded, but I've just seen too many of these over the years. Our local mechanic has made a fortune out of repairing the electronics on these. Probably the best thing to do is if they're converted to ordinary coil suspension, I think, and then they're fine. But no, I'm not a fan. Anyway, having got that off my chest, let's take a walk around it. It's a late 54 plate one. It is one of the very first Discovery 3s made, this one. Finished in Cairns blue with beige leather. Cairns blue metallic. Standard spec car. It's got parking sensors on it, but I know they don't work because it keeps flashing up saying the parking sensors have failed. It's got alloy wheels. We've just put it in for an MOT and it did pass. Well, it didn't first of all. It needed some work, so I went back in. There are some advisories on it, including the front tyres are getting a little bit thin. Not correct in the rest of the advisories, I'm afraid. Things like chips in the screen and what have you. It is what it is. But it has got an MOT till November 2019, including, as I say, a new air compressor on it. Full leather sat nav, which works amazingly. Automatic box on it. It's got a tow bar on it. It's a 7-seater, this one as well. It's got the folding seats in the rear load area. But yeah, standard spec HSE really. Oh, it's also got, I forgot to mention this, we haven't tested it, I don't know if it works. It's got a DVD player mounted in the roof up there. But as I say, untested, don't know if it works. You choose. Right, let's walk around and pick out some good bits and bad bits. As I say, these don't rust, which is quite nice. This one's got quite a lot of stone chipping and stuff around the front, and it has done over 180,000 miles. Stone chipping and marks. We haven't not given it our usual heavy clean. It is what it is. There's a big scuff there on the offside front bumper corner. We've got some birdline marks in the bonnet here, and over there. What have we got? Looking down the sides, actually looks relatively straight down there. No big parking dinks, or no parking dinks at all that I can see down the sides. Wheels have lost a fair bit of their lacquer, all four of them. Screen, as I say, the MOT did pick up, there's a chip on the driver's side over there, which we'll see a bit later on when we come over there. It's got some paint loss on the roof. You can probably see it just there on the step of the roof. There's a bit of paint loss up there, and there is some more on the back. A few sort of scuff marks on the mirror housing there. Near side door, it's got a small blemish on it just there. Inside it's reasonable enough. Headlining's all there. Near side front seat has got a nick in the vinyl just down there. Door cards are all good. The electric seats work and everything. And so the sat nav works. The climate control seems to work. I haven't tested to see whether it's ice cold. One thing, we have got the armrests for the seats, but someone's taken the armrests off. I don't know if because they were too fat or whatever it was. And okay, when you're driving now, of course, this bit jingles. Sort of, I think it's the other side that does it more, but it just sort of vibrates a bit, which you can hear when you're driving. Same on this side. If I can turn the phone round. Yeah, taken the armrests off. God knows why. Near side rear door, little nick just there, but otherwise it's all right. In the back, it is what it is. Looks quite clean in there, to be honest. Door cards all good. It's obviously had black plastic film on the rear windows because that's sort of rippling and bubbling up a bit. Probably the same on the other side. And it's obviously had a replacement light unit on here as well, because there's a mark from where it's come from a breaker's yard, that light unit. and some tape around here. So obviously somebody cracked the light at some point. Little nick in the back of the offside of the near side rear wing just there. Tailgate is all as it should be, and in the back here don't have the load area cover anymore, I'm afraid, but yeah, the folding seats are under those hatches. They basically fold up and out, and they're all that. So it's got the tow pack, rear bumper's got a couple of scratches and marks in it around there. Bad that side, a couple of scuffs. Looking down the offside, again looks quite dent free and what have you. Oh yes, a bit more paint loss. You can't, which you might be able to see if I angle the phone. If I stand on tiptoes, a bit of paint loss here on the top of the panel that the tailgate goes into, and another little bit down there on the offside rear wing. Aside from that, say down the offside rear wing looks all right. Close the fuel flap. Offside door looks reasonably good, and again in here looks fine actually in there. Oh, bit of a nick on the trim here on the door card. Driver's door will come back to, not that there's anything sinister on the driver's door, one or two sort of tiny marks and what have you, and the same here. Let's look at that chip on the screen. Yeah, MOT advisory, that one. Has been for 3 or 4 years, I think. And driver's side, again, same as the passenger seat. The vinyl has ripped slightly there. It's not surprising given its mileage. The seat itself is actually in reasonably good shape, and the rest of the dash is all right. Bad at all. So, excuse me, I can't get overly enthused about these. They're just a bloody nightmare as far as I'm concerned, and we wouldn't normally sell them, but occasionally we have to take them in part exchange. There is some damage to the back of the offside front door card down there. That's about it. I've probably done about 100-150 miles in this, in fairness, since the compressor was replaced. So literally it failed the day after we bought it, and you know it seems all right at the minute, but you know, they are a bit of a ticking time bomb. Anyway, we do want to sell it, so I don't want to be too harsh on it, but it is what it is. I don't want anybody to have false expectations on it. My name is Simon. You can reach me in the office on 0118 907 1495, or you can go to our website, which is www.motodrome.co.uk for any further info. End.